Have you ever dreamt of having awesome superhuman powers like the X-Men? With recent improvements in gene therapy, the reality of having designer babies is closer than ever. But this begs the question, if you were having a child, would you want to pick and choose their traits? Is this even ethical? And how far can the use of these technologies actually go?
Medical researchers across the world are also turning toward transgenics for answers.
If you look at the word transgene, this means that the gene was transferred, a foreign gene was transferred to the animal.
Having successfully used transgenics to insert a jellyfish gene into a rabbit, when charged with blue ultraviolet light, the skin and the eyes of these rabbits glow green. But why make animals that glow in the dark? The incandescent gene allows researchers to easily track the movement of cells. By tagging certain cells with the glowing jellyfish genes, scientists can track which cells go where after an organ transplant. The technology is helping to find treatment for problems like blindness and bone disease. Glow-in-the-dark rabbits are just a start to the medical challenge that genetic engineers have taken on. No one said it was
easy.
When
a species goes extinct, that's the end.
Or is it? Scientists are trying to bring back extinct species, everything from the woolly mammoth to what was once the most abundant bird in the world.
If we do that just right, they lay an egg, and out hatches a passenger pigeon.
Bringing species back might be a way to correct past mistakes, but just because we can't...
So, why are GMOs bad? They're not. They just aren't, not intrinsically, and certainly not for your health. We've been eating them for decades with no ill effects, which makes sense because a genetically modified organism is simply an organism like any other organism that produces tens of thousands of proteins, but one or two of them were proteins that were chosen specifically by us humans. Genetic engineering is necessary for the continued success of the human experiment here on planet Earth, just like the advent of nitrogen fixing allowed for more fertile fields that saved millions from starvation. The fruits of genetic engineering, sometimes literally, will help us face the significant challenges of a world with more and more people and a climate that is less and less stable. Of course, just like nitrogen fixing allowed Germany to build bigger bombs, genetic engineering is a tool that can be used for good or
Selective breeding is also known as artificial selection. It is a process by which humans breed plants and animals for particular genetic characteristics. We have been doing this for thousands of years, ever since we first bred food crops from wild plants and started domesticating animals about 10,000 years ago. This is when we made the transition from hunter-gatherers to farmers. We no longer needed to wander around to gather food supplies. Wheat, barley, lentils, peas, rice, and potatoes were all cultivated by early citizens. We also began to tame animals for milk, meat, and
Your doctor
hides.
would use ultrasound to create an image of the fetus and nearby structures on a computer screen. Looking at this image, the doctor can choose a safe place to insert the needle.